All right, so working with the glider today, that's always fun. I love to do the lunges in there. I like to be able to kind of hit some muscle groups that aren't so easy to get. So the way that the glider works, though, is you have to put just enough pressure on it so it stays under your foot, but not too much pressure to where it's like stuck and like not sliding with you. So shoes or no shoes, whatever works for you, and whatever glider is going to slide on your floor the best. And listening to your body, so just staying pain free. All right, our first exercise is the back lunge. So we plant 1 foot forward, and that is the leg that's working. And we just have enough pressure on this glider where we can lunge back into a nice deep lunge, drive forward through this front leg to stand up. So really trying to keep the work in that front leg the best you can. All right, begin when you're ready. And that whole foot is really gripped to the floor. So usually I would really talk about the heel of the front leg. And with this one, we're just going to really plant that whole foot. So even your toes are gripping. It's okay for weight to be in your toes. And it's just that shift of weight forward to try to stand you up. Just slow and steady. A little bit of a balance challenge. 2, 1, and we will switch sides. Other foot grips to the floor. Begin when you're ready. Ten more seconds. Three, two, one. Great job. We're going to transition into abs. So we're going to move into plank. You can always just do regular plank. If you want to advance a little bit, we're going to add the glider. So it'll look like this. Underneath 1 foot, wide, bring it together. Wide, bring it together. Halfway through, try to stay in your plank if you can, and then just switch legs. Other leg will go wide, bring it together. Otherwise, just hold regular plank. 30 seconds here. Ready, begin. Taking that leg out wide is going to really get those obliques to fire. 2, 1, switch legs, find that glider. Three, 2, 1. Good job. Set up on your side. We don't need the glider for this one. These are our V-up side oblique crunches. It's okay to leverage off the bottom arm, come up, connect, lengthen back out. Exhale, inhale. Begin when you're ready. Top oblique. Feel on that top oblique, holding the weight of the legs. Legs aren't doing much. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. And begin when you're ready. 10 seconds, looking good. Try to keep that neck relaxed. And 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Next one, I'm going to demonstrate with and then without the glider. On your back, working abs. You can place the hands underneath the tailbone if that helps that low back stay down. And you're going to push that low back to the floor as you push down on the glider and bring it back in. Pushing down the glider, pull it back in. If that just feels a little too advanced, you can always do this one where you just extend a little higher, bring it to the chest. Okay, level 1 or level 2. Okay, good. Just keeping that head down. Here we go. I like to exhale, extend out. Inhale, bring it back, but those abs are always on, pulling down towards the floor. The more pressure you put on that glider, the deeper you might feel that core contract. So kind of playing with that a little bit. Letting those abs be pulled down, pulled in. Keep that back along the floor for a lot of support. Neck and shoulders relaxed. 2, 1, and rest. Good. All right, that's the first round. We're going to come back to legs, lunge, but I want to do a side lunge, just kind of change it up a little bit. So with a side lunge, you still have your working leg. Most of your weight will stay in this leg. So center of gravity here, it's going to lower down, inner thigh stretch, pull it in. The more pressure you put on the glider, the more inner thigh work you're going to get for the other leg. So take advantage of that if you'd like to get into that inner thigh today. All right, begin when you're ready. And with this one, I would say you're going to lean back into the heel of the stable leg a little bit more just because we want to make sure those hips come back. Don't let that knee pass over the toes. Doing good. And just keeping that center of gravity over that stable foot. Your knee is going to be much happier for it. You're going to feel a lot stronger in this. Three, 2, 1, and we switch over. So just getting yourself set up. Remember center of gravity. Begin when you're ready. Remember that extra inner thigh work if you want it, just by applying some pressure down on that glider the whole time. I'm watching to make sure that knee stays facing forward. Keep that knee facing forward. Try not to let it follow the glider. This one. Stable knee. 2, 1. Great job. All right, we are back to plank. You can add the glider if you'd like. It definitely advances the exercise. And we would switch halfway through. So I'll just cue for that, but if you want to just hold regular plank, that's fine too. All right, 2, 1. We're on. 30-second plank. Switch legs if you need to switch. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. And oblique work on your side. So just in case it's feeling a little too intense for your neck, it's okay to modify by just moving the legs. Otherwise, full V up. Here we go. Exhale to crunch. Inhale, lengthen out, keeping those legs up. Strong bottom arm if you're leveraging. Just keep the shoulder down out of your ear. Five, four, three, two, one. Let's switch sides. Good. Once you're set up, go ahead and start. Breathing at a natural pace. So we just keep this rhythm going. Ten seconds, you're looking good. Top oblique should be working, burning, toning, strengthening. 3, 2, 1. Nice. All right, more abs. We're on our back. If you want to use the glider, your heels are going to go on top. Support that low back if you need to. Hands just like right underneath that tailbone. And then we can apply pressure to that glider. Pull it back in. And if you don't want to use the glider, no problem. Just leg extensions. Pull it back in. All right, take your time here. Abs stay on the whole time. Pressing that low back down. And 3, 2, 1. Well done. That is the end of round 2. Let's take a water break, a breather. When we come back, I want to give you the choice of what lunge you want to do. So we've either got our very functional lunge, so maybe if you're really wanting to strengthen that functionality of just getting up and down off the floor, go for that one. If you want to go a little bit more, hip work, inner thigh work, go into the side lunge. I'll just let you choose which one you want to do, and I'll let you know when to switch legs. Okay, good. Set up, ready, and begin. So if you're doing that side lunge like me, just sitting back a little more weight in that heel to get that knee behind your toe the best you can. Sitting it back. Looks good. And then you can get as much inner thigh work as you want. The more you apply pressure on the in, you should feel that inner thigh working hard. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we switch over. Plant that foot. Ready, begin. Getting low, driving up through that working leg. Stable leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. All right, we're going into our abs again. Starting with plank. Remember, you can advance it with a glider or just hold that plank. 30 seconds of work. In 2, 1, we're on. Switch legs if you're doing the leg thing. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then back to obliques. All right, taking your time here. Remember, the modification is just to keep the lower half down, and you can still tuck those legs if you need to modify. Ready, begin. Get that breathing rhythm working for you. Exhale on the crunch. Stay braced and strong. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Two, 1, begin. Pace looks good. Nice job. Finishing strong in this third round. Listen to your body. Know what muscles are working, which ones need to stay relaxed. And 3, 2, 1. Nice work. And the last ab exercise of the sequence, if you want to use the glider, heels will be on. If you're having a hard time keeping your low back down using that glider, then I do suggest that you just float the legs and do the extension here. Okay, 2, 1, begin. Feeling how those low abs are working, moving those legs. So this is not a leg exercise. You might be feeling a little bit fatigued, but it's your low abs that are creating this work. Low abs are stabilizing your spine. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Good. Done with that sequence. A little breather if you need it, more water if you need it. We'll move into something new. The glider is meant to intensify the exercise. So we are using it as a tool to advance the exercise. If it's not working for you for any of the exercises, it's okay to just ditch it and just do, just with your own body weight. Okay, so with our next one, we're going to get into our working leg once again. So we have our working balancing leg, and then the other foot is going to be on the glider. So what we're doing here is we're going to have kind of like a soft leg here, soft bend in the knee, soft hips, and then the other leg is just going to go front, side, back, front, side, back. And it looks super simple, which, for the most part, it really is. But this is doing really good things for knee health, for balance, just for toning and strengthening both legs, but differently. So just staying in this little pattern with a soft balancing leg. Here we go. And the rest of you is very stable. So this is letting me know that your abs are on. Your body is not moving with that leg. Keeping that little bend in the knee, little bend in the hips. It's going to keep that balancing leg very active. You should be feeling how it's working right now. 10 more seconds. 2, 1, and we switch. Same exact thing. Plant that foot, little bend in the knee, little bend in the hips. Here we go. And you're careful to not shift your weight around because you've got like 2% of your weight on this glider. 2%. Okay, everything else is in this balancing leg. Core is on, tall posture. And rest. Great, good. Okay, so just a reminder, the glider is going to be optional here, but I want to show you a couple different ways we can really spice up our bridge. All right, so let's go level 1 is our hardest. What you're going to do here is we're going to have the glider under one heel, so you are going to have to make sure that guy stays under your foot the best you can. Coming up in bridge, my right leg is stabilizing, my left leg is curling. So you will feel a little bit of this hamstring curling. Okay, so this is level 1. Level 2, hips stay down, and you're just going to focus on the curl of the hamstring in that left leg, the one with the glider. Okay, and if you don't want to use the glider at all, what you're going to do is just hold bridge and hang out right there. So it's just this hold and flex into the single cheek. Okay, so pick level 1, 2, or 3. This should not be back work. This is glute work. Ready? Begin. Try and keep those hips up if you are lifted, and those hip bones are level. That's super important, so we're not tweaking out the back. The more pressure you apply into that glider, the more hamstring you're going to feel. And working that single cheek to stay in that lift if you're lifted. Don't hang on your back. 2, 1, switch. All right, begin when you're ready. Whatever level you're doing, just do it to the other side. Nice job, guys. Good lift, good hold. Also, way to listen to your body and choosing which one is right for you. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nice job. Okay, let's work a little bit into that upper body. I really love this one. I feel like it gets into those hard to get muscles through the bottom of the arm, down through the armpit, and into the lat muscle. So we set up our posture nice and tall, always packing down into the shoulder, and we lengthen out, press down to bring it back in. You should feel that really light up these muscles here underneath the arm. Okay, yeah, good. Legs are like your anchors. They shouldn't be working too much. Here we go, begin. Lengthen out, press down, packing your shoulder into your body and away from your ear the whole time. Might feel a little bit of obliques turning on. That's just a little extra bonus. But try not to grip in your hips. Try to keep those guys relaxed. Five, four, three, two, one, and we switch. I also really like this one for posture because we just have to be really aware of how we're holding our shoulders as we're strengthening those lats. Okay, setting up and begin when you're ready. So I like to set up my posture before I even get going, and then the concentration is how well I can maintain it. So keeping that shoulder open and packed down. Catherine, I like what you're doing. You just got those legs comfortable, and that works just fine, as long as you're feeling upper body. Applying that pressure as you come back in. That's when we get the most work. 2, 1, and done. Nice job. Okay, starting round 2, we're going to come up to standing. So I want you to remember what we were doing in that first round, because that's really going to be our foundation, our level 1 of just soft leg, and we're moving this glider 3 directions. Now if you want to advance this a little bit, we're going to still keep our soft balancing leg, but now we're going to actually do some lifting, front, side, and back. When you're going to the back, make sure you're flexing into the cheek and not just swinging the leg. So we're still trying to really keep our torso stable and still. All right, so if you want to do level 2 with me, looks like this. Still keeping that really soft bend in the balancing leg. All right, begin when you're ready. Quad, hip, cheek. Quad, hip, cheek. And the abs are on the whole time, stabilizing, keeping in your tall posture. Balancing legs, slight bend in that knee is going to make that leg work harder. Three, two, one, and we switch over. Plant that foot, soft bend. Here we go. The balance is a little bit more challenging on this side. Remember that core. Should be feeling how your core is reacting to the movement that you're creating. And 3, 2, 1. Great. Good job. We're going to go back to bridge. So I gave you a lot of options there. If you just want to hold that bridge, it's a 40-second hold. That's pretty intense just in itself. So feel free just to go back to that single leg bridge and hold. And then I'll just demonstrate with that hamstring curl. Hamstring curl can be done in bridge or hips down, whichever you prefer if you'd like to give that a go. Okay, ready. And begin. All right, we're bridging up. Holding that cheek. That cheek is doing a lot of work, just keeping those hips up there, but we're also level. So both your hip bones are facing up towards the ceiling. They're level at the top. You can put your hands on your hip bones just to check on that. Put your hand on that cheek if you need to make sure it's working. Make sure that is your dominant muscle here. And 3, 2, 1. And we come down and switch. Set for the next side. Ready? Begin. It's great strength and endurance for that cheek. Working single side, so important to bring balance to the body. Staying in there, keep that cheek active. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, good. Coming down. And we switch to upper body. Legs to one side, glider on the other side. And we just move with the rhythm of our breathing. So inhale away, exhale, pull it back in, making sure that posture is open and stacked. Shoulder down into the body. Here we go. And you get to determine how hard this is for you by how much you're pushing down into your glider. If you're lighter on the glider, your oblique will have to pick up the work. So that's also something you can kind of play with. Just moving with your breathing. Make sure you're breathing into the diaphragm. We don't want to accidentally go into stress breathing where it's just up in the chest. Keeping that in mind. All right, let's switch sides. Once you're set up, go ahead and begin. Remember that posture setup is so important here. We want to be training for the posture we want, not the habit that we already have, right? And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's take a little breather. Looking good. Talk to me too if there's anything going on, not feeling quite right. The bridges are very advanced, so if you're needing something just really different than that, let me know. Okay, looks like we're ready to come back. Okay, so just a reminder, our very first round was our foundational round with the glider. Then we advanced it in round 2. Round 3, we're going to advance it even more. So what we'll do is a double pump. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. Remember, we're conscious of what muscle we're also working in this leg as we have a slight bend in our balancing leg. All right, ready? Begin. Nice stable core, it's always on, helping us with our balance, helping us with our posture. Little bend in that balancing leg is going to really lighten up that leg. Try to stay aware of that. 2, 1, and switch over. Plant the leg, soft bend, here we go. Working the cheek to the back, quad to the front, side cheek to the side. Balance is looking good. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, back to our bridging, more lower half of the body. Good stability work. I'll still just demonstrate with the glider in case that's an option that you want to give a go. Otherwise, you're just holding in that bridge and that's totally fine. That's a lot of work. 2, 1, begin. Looking good here. This is like that long, slow burn that builds. And you just want to make sure your neck and your shoulders don't start trying to, hold that stress. Keep the work where it belongs. It's all on purpose. Keep breathing normally. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down and switch. All right, here we go. Last time, last leg. Begin. And just notice too, if there is a difference from one side to the other. Like sometimes the hamstring wants to be really dominant on one side. And so that's just a sign that that glute could strengthen a little bit more, be a little bit more dominant. If you tend to cramp in your hamstring, that's a big sign that that glute needs to turn on more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, our last one of the sequence. Our wonderful posture work and great toning for the underarm. Set up, relax these legs. Pressure into the glider. Here we go. Just our normal breathing rhythm. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch. And begin as soon as you're ready. Good strong setup. Ten more seconds and then we'll stretch. And 3, 2, 1. All right, done with that glider. And let's go into the pretzel stretch. We are going to wrap one leg across. Sit bones are both on the floor, and then we rotate. So opposite hand or arm will hook and rotate, looking over the shoulder. Good. And you're going to get the best stretch by just making sure both those sit bones stay on the floor, and then lift up through your posture. And let's switch sides. Facing the other way, lift up through your posture. and release. Next, we're going to move into a hip flexor stretch with a side bend. So if this throws off your balance, it's okay to just kind of stay close to something and hold on. All right, so hip flexor stretch, half kneeling. Make sure this foot is forward enough where you can really get the heel on the ground. And then we're going to stretch this way, actually. So leg that's down, that arm is going to lengthen up and over. And I'll just kind of hang out with my elbow on my front leg. Good. So you're still trying to squeeze the cheek, tuck it under, but then you're also kind of like stretching into the side, like almost like you're directing your inhale into the extension and stretch of your rib cage. So still hold that cheek tight of the bottom leg and enjoy the upper body stretch. Three, two, one, and we'll switch sides. So same thing, hip flexor stretch. Squeeze the cheek of the bottom leg, and we stretch over. Breathing into this outer side, outer oblique and rib cage. Three, two, one, and release. Nice work. That's everything I have for you today, but do continue to stretch if you're just feeling like you need some more attention and some muscle groups. Grab a foam roller, whatever you need to do.